Live. It's the Saturday show. There's so much to talk about today. We can't wait till Sunday. It's Saturday, December 20, 2025. It's our Christmas show. It's a big box office weekend. 4 major new movies in wide release and 2 major new movies in limited release. And we've got the Friday numbers for all 6 of them. Thanks for being here on the Saturday edition of LCJ Live. If you're just joining us on YouTube Live, thank you. The Saturday show is here. It's a bright, sunny day in New York, and hope you're doing all right wherever you are. We've got a lot to talk about today with this box office. My goodness. Avatar Fire and Ash, $36.5 million for Friday. That's pretty good. That's not amazing, but it's not bad. And lots of other movies are doing lots of other good numbers as well. $36.5 million for Avatar Fire and Ash. You know, the first Avatar opened to $77 million back in 2009, totaled $750 million domestically. The last one made $134 million in its opening weekend, totaled $684. So when you look at those numbers, you see that the first Avatar did 10% of its total in its opening weekend, and the second Avatar did 20% of its total. Disney is hoping for a similar 20% path, I'm sure. They want to see if they can get this to $2 billion. Avatar may not get to $100 million this weekend, but this is a long-run play, as the first 2 movies were. And with that A cinema score, Disney is banking on great success when it comes to the long run and people going to see this over the holidays. And even though it's 3 hours and 15 minutes long, I have not yet seen Avatar Fire and Ash. I will probably watch it at some point. But it's tough, and I think people know that, especially before Christmas and even before New Year's in some cases. It is tough to devote, going to the theater, the trailers, the pre-show, all of that. And that's like 4.5, 5 hours of your life devoted to Avatar. So it's tough for some people, but still, $36.5 million is a good start for Avatar. Not spectacular, but all right. But Disney's hoping for big things in the long run. Here's a movie that is already out of the gate doing quite well. David, $9.7 million so far to come in second. Angel Studios animated feature. They had The King of Kings earlier this year. That opened to 19 million, totaled 60. They've got Animal Farm already for May of next year. They're really getting into the animation game. And David, with 9.7 million so far, is tremendous, making more money than SpongeBob. Not a lot of people saw this coming, but I was feeling the buzz. I was hearing buzz on the pre-show sales. $14 million in pre-sales for David. And seeing the movie a while back and talking to the directors, they're really proud of this movie. And Angel Studios is as well. That's great. $9.7 million for David. In third, The Housemaid, Lionsgate in desperate need of a hit, and they get it in The Housemaid with $8 million already. It's going to do at least $20 million this weekend, and Lionsgate needs a hit because their biggest film of the year, Now You See Me, Now You Don't, has only made $60 million behind the $65 million of the last one nearly 10 years ago. So The Housemaid on track to become the biggest Lionsgate movie of the year already. I think it's probably going to happen at this point. Lots of people will go see this over the long holiday stretch. Sydney Sweeney, all those headlines which were, oh, she can't open a movie, negative, Christie. I really like Christie. It should have made more money than it did. And here's Amanda Seyfried, who also has The Testament of Anne Lee coming out for Christmas Day. So a big time for both of these actresses. For Paul Feig, it's a return to theaters after some streaming movies, director of this, and also a return to Lionsgate. He did A Simple Favor with Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick, which opened to $16 million and total 53.6 back in 2018. This is going to do more than that. Already its opening weekend, and I think the total as well. So Paul Feig should be very proud of this $8 million start. David, probably going to do $25 million this weekend, which is great. And Avatar will try to get to $90 million. I'm sure Disney wanted $100, but again, this is a long-term play. In fourth, SpongeBob. Now, SpongeBob, I think the Paramount folks got to be a little surprised that David's making more money than SpongeBob. $6 million for Search for SquarePants, which I saw Thursday. It's the youngest skewing of all of the SpongeBob movies, and it doesn't have as much humor as I wanted. It doesn't have as much energy to it in a comedic way, in a successful comedic way as I wanted. There's some nice heartfelt moments. There's a few good scenes, storylines, little aspects of it, but I wish it was more entertaining. I find the Plankton movie and the Sandy Cheeks movie from streaming funnier than this. The Sponge on the Run had a real emotional third act, which this movie has a little of, but not nearly as much as that. Sponge Out of Water, of course, changed the game, hand-drawn LCJ, and of course the first movie is a classic. But for young kids, I think they'll get the most out of the SpongeBob movie. For older kids and adults, probably not as much. $6 million for SpongeBob. It does have the highest cinema score of all of the SpongeBob movies that were taken, which were 3 of them out of the 6 by cinema score. But it's the youngest skewing and not the most original and unique. I wish I had better things to say about Search for SquarePants. It's okay. It's not amazing. I'd say the same thing about Zootopia 2 as well. Zootopia 2 added 4 million. It's at 272.3. Still got to get to 341 to match the first one. I'm not sure that's going to happen. But Zootopia 2 making 4 million. Pretty close to that 6 million to SpongeBob. And I think Paramount's also got to be surprised that Zootopia is still making close enough money to challenge SpongeBob. And of course, David now making more money. That's got to be a surprise. But yeah, Zootopia 2 not as good as the first one. I'm not sure as rewatchable as the first one, but we'll see how it does over the long holiday stretch. In 6th is Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which had a 2.2 million. It's at 103.9. It is still 30 million behind the first one, which did 137. But all things considered, with the year that Blumhouse has had, for them to get a movie over 100 million is a success. And it'll probably end up pretty close to that 137. Not bad at all. Wicked for Good added 1.3 million. It's at 317.5. We are still way behind the 473 million of the first Wicked. And we're still 23 million behind Jurassic World Rebirth, which is the biggest Universal movie of the year. I still don't think Wicked for Good is going to pass Jurassic World Rebirth, which Universal has to be surprised about. But even though we're talking about some movies making more money than others in the success rate, you also got to look at this coming Christmas week and next weekend, which has so many other options as well for people to go to the movies. You've got Anaconda with Jack Black and Paul Rudd. You've got Song Sung Blue, which I love, with Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson, which is going to bring in the older audience. And you've got Marty Supreme, which is Timothée Chalamet. It's in 6 theaters right now with a stellar Friday of $384,000. It might end up in the top 10 for the whole weekend. Really, really strong. And Marty Supreme goes nationwide. That's going to bring in the younger audience members, Timothée Chalamet fans. So that's going to do really well. As I mentioned, The Testament of Anne Lee with Amanda Seyfried. It's going to do a little bit for Searchlight. Searchlight also has Is This Thing On? Will Arnett and Bradley Cooper's new movie, which also opened in 6 theaters, 60,000 yesterday. So not as much as Marty Supreme by any means, but not bad, all things considered. That'll expand a little bit. And you've got some of these other movies still making a little bit of money, like Durandar, Jujutsu Kaisen Execution, Now You See Me, Now You Don't, Hamnet, which is over 8 million now, and Eternity, which is over $14 million now. Ella McKay, oh my gosh, dropped huge yesterday, just $141,000. It's only made a little over $3 million. That is one of the biggest flops of the year, without question, and one of the messiest, weakest movies of the year so far as well. Kelly is kind of awkward. Why the switch up, LCJ? Saturday show today, not doing a Sunday show tomorrow. I got some stuff happening, but hey, it's good to be on with you today because of all these Friday numbers. Avatar, 36.5. David, 9.7. The Housemaid, 8 million. SpongeBob, 6 million. Zootopia 2, 4 million. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A lot of options, and for Christmas, more options in Marty Supreme, Song Sung Blue, Anaconda, The Testament of Anne Lee, limited release, No Other Choice. Also, limited release, The Coral, which I recommend with Ray Fiennes, and The Plague as well. So a lot of movies for this long stretch. You've got this weekend, next weekend, New Year's time, even into early January. Yes, you have some new movies, some horror films. Greenland 2 is coming out. Mercy, Charlie the Wonder Dog, All You Need Is Kill. I've seen Charlie the Wonder Dog and All You Need Is Kill. But these movies are really going to stick around for a while. Avatar, David, SpongeBob, Housemaid, Song Sung Blue, Anaconda, Marty Supreme, when Is This Thing On goes wide, when The Coral goes wide. You know, these movies are going to be around for a while. And they're going to stay in the top 10 and make a lot of money. Because January is usually a tough time, but these awards movies and these blockbuster films and family films, they're going to keep the theaters going. In a movie like The Housemaid, And Song Sung Blue, I really think if Hugh can get in to Best Actor and Kate Hudson can get into Best Actress at the Oscars, she's already a Globe nominee. I really think Song Sung Blue has a good chance to make a good amount of money because it's a fantastic film. Um, why are you so hard on Ella? It's a terrible movie. I'm sorry. Ella McKay is a terrible movie. Sydney Sweeney's controversies are impacting the Housemaid. Look, Housemaid's already made $8 million. It's going to probably be the biggest movie of the year for Lionsgate. It's going to pass Now You See Me and get over 60 million. It's going to do 20 plus million this weekend. So her and Amanda Seyfried together, it's a powerhouse duo. I haven't seen The Housemaid yet. I may catch up on that at some point, but I have seen Song Sung Blue, which I love. Marty Supreme I thought was all right. Chalamet's good. The movie's disjointed. It's got some problems. Is This Thing On? Not a huge fan of that. No Other Choice, not a huge fan of that movie. Not my style of humor, goofiness. And The Coral is good. The Coral's good, and that goes wide in January. Good drama, Ray Fiennes, music film, older audiences. That and Song Sung Blue, two good films for older audiences for the holidays and beyond. And David, look at David. Angel Studios maybe has a second $100 million film. I mean, we thought King of Kings was going to be close, and it did, 60 million. But this, it depends on how the next couple weeks go and the whole stretch with kids off of school. Maybe David makes a run at 80, $90 million, maybe more. This will be very interesting for that over the next few weeks. And when it comes to SpongeBob, the first movie opened to 32 million, totaled to 85. The second movie opened to 55, totaled 163. We're looking at a $15-16 million weekend, which is significantly less than both of those. Maybe it's another long-term play. Look at Mufasa last year and Sonic 3 last year, which had good-ish opens. Sonic had a better open than Mufasa. Mufasa, in the long run, did really well. And Sonic did well, too. But maybe SpongeBob is sort of that. But times have changed with SpongeBob. A lot of people haven't loved the show since the early days, and a lot of streaming things, the last several films on streaming, so a lot has changed with SpongeBob. But the theaters overall, with all of these options, are going to do so well. I remember 2023, which had Wonka and Aquaman and Boys in the Boat and Color Purple and so many other things. And I remember going to a multiplex and everybody was coming out of every theater, Migration, Anyone But You, all of that. December 2023 was huge. Last year was okay. You had some options as well. You had A Complete Unknown and Nosferatu and a few things. But 2023, it was like, put 8 movies out there and tons of people for all 8 movies will show up. And that's what we get here again. So when it comes to next weekend, Avatar could be on top again, but we're going to have good numbers for Anaconda and Marty Supreme and Song Sung Blue. I think, and David second week, Housemaid second week, and maybe SpongeBob second week. You're going to have good numbers. So theaters are in good shape now with all of these movies into January, and then some of the blockbusters start showing up February and March. But now we have all these genres, different audiences, different movies for different audiences, and I think they're all going to do pretty well and give the theaters a very healthy holiday season. My 10 best movies of 2025 list is out because I revealed it on WAMC Radio. I'll have more on it this coming week and some honorable mentions as well, and more before New Year's Eve. But my 10 best list, if you want my commentary on that, go to WAMC.org. The 10 best list is a good list. I enjoyed putting it together. At number 10 is Downton Abbey, the grand finale. Number 9 is Christie. Number 8 is Dead Man's Wire, which is in limited release Jan 9, nationwide Jan 16. Highly recommend it. Had a qualifying run in December. That's why it counts. Number 7 is Blue Moon. Number 6 is Audrey's Children. Number 5 is Parthenope. Number 4 is Pee-wee as himself. Number 3 is Nuremberg. Number 2 is Song Sung Blue, which opens Christmas Day. And number 1 is Nouvelle Vague. That is the best movie of 2025. You can watch that on Netflix, and you can find out where you can watch all 10 of these movies. Go to my commentary, WAMC.org, and I'll have more on social media and things over the next week. Happy Saturday, says Christian Kozlowski. Is this the final stream of the year? No, we'll do one more, probably next Sunday. That'll be December 28th. We will take a look at the box office for Song Sung Blue, Anaconda, Marty Supreme, Testament of Ann Lee, No Other Choice, The Coral, and the second weekends of all of these other films. We'll take a look at all those. I'll talk more about the best movies of the year. Maybe we'll preview some early January things. Do a year in review. How did we do at the box office? How many $100 million films, $200 million films, and more. We'll get into all of that and some more fun end of year things. But will Anaconda beat Avatar 3? I don't think it will, but I think it'll do okay. Paul Rudd and Jack Black have been doing good press for it. So yeah. By the way, this is a Pez that is also an ornament of Santa. So you open this up and you can put the candy inside and you can hang it up as an ornament. So there you go. That is brand new for this year. They did a Santa and they did a snowman. And one more plug before Christmas for My Very Rocky Christmas. Now, if you order it now, it might arrive a little after Christmas. But hey, the 12 Days of Christmas is after Christmas. So remember the 12 Days of Christmas? I did some fun things with that over the years. You can get My Very Rocky Christmas. It's on Amazon. It's a great story for the whole family about Christmas trees and the tradition of it and friendship and the power of the holiday season. My Very Rocky Christmas. And hope you enjoy it if you get a copy. All right, that's it. That's the Saturday show. We got all the numbers. We got all the box office. I guess one last little thing about Marty Supreme. We'll see how it does. Remember last year, A Complete Unknown made $23 million in the long open for Timothée Chalamet, $75 million total. So will Marty Supreme open with a wide release open of more than $23 million over the Christmas to Sunday stretch? And will it total more than $75 million? That is what A Complete Unknown did. We will take a look at all of that. We will break down the box office next Sunday, December 28th at noon. If the schedule changes, I'll let you know, but that should be the case. But also keep it to the social media for updates. It's X at LCJ Reviews, Instagram at LightsCamJackson, YouTube.com/LightsCameraJackson. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. I am screening the animated shorts for Oscar consideration, the top 15 finalists, interviewing the makers, interviews at animationscoop.com, LCJ Q&A episodes, including with the directors of David, lcj.podbean.com, and as always, go to lights-camera-jackson.com, toofast2films.com, and wamc.org. That's where you've got the 10 best list of 2025, and I'll have more on that coming up next Sunday and before New Year's Eve. All right, that's it. That's the show. Merry Christmas. Have a good week. I'll see you next time on LCJ Live. Happy holidays. And go support your movie theaters. Go to the movies. Have a good time. Enjoy it. Bye.